Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you for stopping by. Today I'll take a few minutes to go over the patch notes, the complete patch notes with you guys. And I'm going to leave a link to this right here in the description below. Go right ahead, check it out, read it in detail. And let me know what you guys think about the actual patch in the comments section if you've actually played online. But starting things off, the first change we're going to look at right here has to do with head movement. This head movement change, it's quite significant. It's something that we have talked about. Before this change, in UFC 3, if you slip a jab, it slows down the follow-up strike to allow you to counter before the follow-up strike lands. And what that did was it made head movement way too powerful. Players would start every single combination with a slip, and even if you you lead with a jab and you throw a basic combination, like a basic 1-2 combination, players can slip that or duck under it and come up with an uppercut and constantly rock you and stop you from actually using combo. So what this change does is it buffs combinations by making sure the combination does not slow down even if the jab is slipped. As you see right there, here's an example right there. The jab is slipped, the fighter goes to throw a left hook, but it does not slow down the right. So the jab right cross comes out just as fast. It does not slow down at all. That's a very significant change. And players who start every single combination, every single strike with head movement, they're going to feel this. Because now every single time you go to slip before a shot and the fighter you're facing, and the player you're facing is throwing a combination, you're going to get hit with that combo. So the most effective way to actually use slip counters right now will be to slip the straight. So if someone's throwing a jab straight, you slip the straight and then you counter. Or what you can do is, and it talks about it right here, you have a few options. They're dealing with the jab. First option is you can slip the jab, block on your way back. That's another change that was done to the game. Right now, you can slip a shot. If you successfully slip a shot, it has to be a successful slip. If you slip or you duck a shot and your head comes back to the middle, you can now block the follow-up strike, and that's what you see right here. It says the jab becomes a much more powerful as leading strike. With the ability to slip and counter the jab diminished, it's important to understand what options you have for dealing with it. So right there, you slip, block on the way back. Another option, a very good option, if someone is constantly throwing, jab straight, jab straight, jab straight at you, or constantly throwing jab right hooks at you over and over again, something you can do is you can slip into the inside and throw a straight, like right there. You see them go for the jab straight, you slip on the inside, rip a straight, and you can land before their follow-up combination lands. Right there, it says the next safest option is to counter a slip jab with a straight of your own. The counter strikes off the slips have been sped up with this content update. If you guys remember, it was slowed down. At first, it was slowed down. That's the strike out of the slip. It was slowed down, but with this update, to make sure that you can deal with combinations, it has been sped up. Right there, you see the same exact setup right there. Jab, right hook, slip on the inside, follow up. Or, like I said, what you can do is you can wait for them to throw the right hook, evade the right hook, and then follow up. Next up, we're gonna talk about ducking, and this one's fairly exciting and also very risky. It says prior to the content update, ducking was the single most effective way in which to move your head, and that is true. If you play online, you remember every single fighter, no matter how tall they are, no matter how big they are, constantly duck, duck. The duck uppercut was the meta. That was what everyone was doing. But now ducking has been nerfed, and what happens, the nerf here is unless your head actually clears the opponent's shoulder, the duck is going to be useless. So if you're taller than your opponent, if the height difference is significant, kind of like Stefan Struve or DC like that, ducking is going to be useless for you. You're going to want to not duck, because if you try to duck, it's going to act more realistic. You're not going to clear the strike, and it's still going to land. Example right there, Stefan Struve tries to duck a left hook, DC lands anyways. I really like this one. I do have a habit of trying to duck under hooks, and I'm having to switch things up a little bit, and I'm pretty sure other players are gonna have to do that. And like I said, I'm gonna leave a link to this write-up right here. You guys can go read it in depth. I don't want to just read it verbatim to you guys. We're just going to go through the points step by step. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get a few fights with this new patch and see if I can showcase it. Now, back sways. It talks about back sways, having to balance out the with the change to ducking, making ducks less effective right now. The back sway has been made to evade hooks a lot better right now. As it says right there, prior to this content update, the effectiveness of back sways was highly dependent on range, and back slipping, standing hook or uppercut would work from punching range, but from the range a forward moving hook or uppercut will land. From the same range, a forward moving hook or uppercut will land. So what has been done after this content update is the back sway will now always evade a hook or an uppercut regardless of the range. So if you have someone that's constantly ending a combination with the hook, regardless of the range you're in, you can slip, you can pull back the back sway, and you're going to be able to evade the hook and also evade the uppercut. It says this makes the back sway the go-to slip direction for avoiding hooks. Way more realistic, way more realistic. And now, to make sure that this does not get abused and everyone is not constantly back swaying nonstop and evading every single thing, it says right here, the first was in the ability to block while returning to the center. That's the first thing they did. If you guys remember, as described earlier, you can slip and then you can return while blocking. And that's slipping the jab and the straights to help you mitigate jab straight combos. It says, as described earlier, you will only be able to block the side of your head while returning to center after a successful back slip. So you can only block hooks. So if you slip back and you return, you can only block the sides of your heads. But you'll be open to straights and uppercuts as you're returning. So you back slip, you pull back, you're coming back to the center, and you're holding block, you're going to be open to straight and you're going to be open to uppercuts. So if you're facing someone who's constantly back swaying over and over again, your go-to combination against that player is going to be the uppercut right hook. Or if you just throw a straight, not uppercut right hook, uppercut straight, that's going to be a very, very good combination to catch them on their way back. So that's that for back sways. The next addition to the game, this one's very exciting, especially those of you like myself that, we enjoy brand new animations to the game. It talks about a major and minor head movement. And I will tell you that right now, this is going to take some getting used to. It really will. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. I know I have with this new addition. Basically, you have minor sways. That's going to move your head very, very slightly. As you can see right there in the demonstration below. Side slips, duck down, and then back sway. These are the minor sways, and you do that by just pressing on the right stick very lightly. And then if you press the right stick, if you push it farther, you do the major sway, and the major sway is the one that we had in the game before the patch. So these ones right here are brand new, minor slips, and then you've got this one right here. Go right ahead, read through this. Like I said, I don't want to read the whole entire thing for you guys. I think that would be boring. But go right ahead, read through that so you understand exactly how it works properly. It talks about sway and pray. Sway and pray. This one's very, very important, and this one has been getting a lot of players killed, I'm pretty sure. Right now, there's something called empty slip strikes right there. Empty slip strikes. An empty slip strike is what you see Johnny Hendricks do right there. He slipped before he threw a shot. Now, if you slip before you throw a shot and you don't actually slip anything, the strike you land will have no stopping power. As you can see right there, Johnny Hendricks slips to the right, comes up with a right hook, but it has no stopping power, and he eats an overhand as he returns to his guard. You don't want to do that. You do not want to do that. You run into a player who is aware of this and has been practicing it. Every single time, let's say you duck into an uppercut or you slip into a right hook, if you do not evade anything, that strike you landed will have no stopping power and you're going to get hit. So you guys will want to get rid of this bad habit. Evasive Movement. This one's brand new. Another brand new animation that was added to the game. Self-explanatory. To do this one right here, you hold R1 and R2. When the opponent is coming at you, throwing combinations, you hold R1 and R2, and it moves you back at a fast pace with the fighter's arm stretched out like that. That's the sort of thing you see fighters do in real life. They back up really quick with their arms. You see John Jones do that. You see Jose Aldo do that a lot. Important thing to remember, this does take a lot of stamina. So you don't want to abuse that. And if Frankie Edgar was to use the forward running animation, you will catch up to Jose Aldo doing that. I've not had any success using this yet, but I'm going to have to work at it. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Next change to the game, this one I really like, back lunges and straight intercepts. Right now, if you eat a straight as you're lunging backwards, it's not going to interrupt the lunge at all. But I believe that if you land the hook though, if you eat a round strike, it will interrupt the back lunge. So very good. Next up, it talks about the front kicks and sways. Before this patch, there was a bug. When you slip into a front kick, it prevented the pushback. So this has been fixed. Right now, and if you sway or you slip into a front kick to the body, it still does that pushback. So that's going to help you with distance fighting. Another one, I really enjoy this one. Buffs body kicks a lot. Well, not a lot, because you still eat 50% of the damage. But right here, you throw a body kick, they catch it, you can now block it. Boom, you can block it, but it deals 50% of the intended damage. So like in the later rounds, when your head has taken a lot of damage and you throw a lot of body kicks and you get caught, you're still gonna get rocked. Next up, it talks about leg damage and grapple advantage. This one has to do with wrestlers, fighters, grapplers, players that want to grapple. If you're throwing a lot of leg kicks at your opponents and you're damaging your legs, it's going to make taking them down a lot easier, especially in the later rounds. Now, the bad thing about it, the drawback to that is if you're getting your leg kicks checked a lot, it's going to make you getting them to the ground more difficult. So it has to be successful leg kicks, it has to be successful leg damage, and if they are kicking your leg, so if you're facing a striker and you're a grappler and the striker is kicking your leg and damaging your legs, taking the striker to the ground is going to be a lot more difficult. So this is it basically for the gameplay updates. These updates will affect your play online. I'm not gonna go through the AI stuff. Personally speaking, the AI stuff is amazing to me. I'm playing offline and I'm loving every single second of it. Those of you that play offline, go right ahead, check it out, take some time, read through it, and let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Of course, we're going to talk about the brand new fighters that were released, but not in this video. I just wanted to get this out real quick, just in case you have no idea that the patch notes were posted. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Check it out, read through it, gain some knowledge, and that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video, probably later tonight or maybe tomorrow. I'm going to try to get a few fights with the brand new fighters and maybe showcase this patch a little bit. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Keep yourself safe. Have a wonderful day.